What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And wow, the curse has been lifted in one of the most chaotic ways possible. But the Jets finally snapped that weird losing streak. They pick up a very much needed win, and it was a lot of fun to watch. It was Vlad Namestnikov's first game as a Winnipeg Jet, so that was, a ton of fun to see him play. He had a really good game, being a little bit of a pest, picked up a point today, but we'll get into that later. But Jets-Oilers rematch. Jets got embarrassed by the Oilers in the game before on Friday night. Rick Bowness shaked up the lineup a little bit, actually taking out Nate Schmidt and Logan Stanley, both healthy scratched them. So, that's kind of a big deal. Bowness hasn't really done that yet as the head coach of the Jets. He hasn't really healthy scratched a veteran like Nate Schmidt. Stanley, it's just kind of whatever. I mean, he's just been on the bench for most of the year anyway. But nonetheless, kind of a big move there. So Capobianco and Sandberg come in, and Vlad Namestnikov checks in for Carson Kuhlman. The Jets were hoping for a big start, and they really didn't get it. It was actually just a carbon copy of what happened in Edmonton the night prior. Take a dumb penalty, thanks Blake Wheeler, and Leon Draisaitl scores. Exact carbon copy of what happened on Friday night, so this was not what the Jets wanted. But you know what? They came back and they came out firing. Mark Scheifele's going to tip this one home, and it's going to tie the game after, what was a pretty decent first period by the Jets. It really wasn't like a masterpiece at all or anything like that, but you know what? They did come back, and they showed a lot of fight. They played a lot like they did in the third against Edmonton, as opposed to the first 40 minutes from the Friday game. They just, seemed way more locked in, seemed like they cared. There was some urgency, so you love to see it. Less than 5 minutes left in the period, Josh Morrissey actually just throws one at the net, and it goes off, I believe, Brett Kulak. I thought it was a Nino Niederreiter goal, but it was not. Josh Morrissey is going to be the guy getting the goal. Josh Morrissey with his 14th of the season, and the Jets all of a sudden have the lead, and everybody's having fun. The vibes are back, it seems, and hey, this is what they needed. This is what they weren't doing. They weren't shooting the puck. Now they shot the puck, and now they're scoring. So this is big. Love that. Jets end the period up 2-1. We head into the second, and the Jets have a power play pretty much right off the bat. And just when you think that this is the time that the Jets can, maybe try to put this game away a little bit, try to separate themselves, Matthias Janmark scores a shorthanded goal. So that's not what we needed, and it's a tie hockey game all of a sudden. And just over 3 minutes later, it doesn't get better. Leon Draisaitl comes and scores his second of the game and 40th of the year. And just like that, the Jets are down 3-2. So we've seen this episode before. This is where the Jets fall off the tracks and they, go down a cliff and lose. But not this time. It's Adam Lowry, who hasn't scored in like 36 or 37 games, something like that, something crazy. I know it's just been from the beginning of December. He ends up scoring on a tip goal. There's nobody that needed a bigger goal than Adam Lowry, and the Jets tie it up here in a chaotic one at 3. You know what's even better than an Adam Lowry tying goal? A Kyle Capobianco go-ahead goal under a minute later. This building is going nuts. I don't think we're going to see Logan Stanley for a long time, guys. Kyle Capobianco, every time he's in, yeah, he does make some mistakes. He's not the greatest defenseman ever, but he always makes a difference. This time, going ahead, putting the Jets in front, getting the building on their feet, back-to-back goals in, really just under a minute there. It's perfect. Just what the Jets needed. Kyle Capobianco, that's a huge goal. However, the Jets took another dumb penalty, and, he kind of expected it. It's Leon Draisaitl again on the power play. His third of the game. It's a hat trick. And all of a sudden, we've got a 4-4 game. This was a chaotic second period, and it gets even more nutty in a minute. I'll talk about it in just a second. But the Oilers do tie it up here at 4. One guy that's been playing fantastic over the last few games has been Morgan Barron, and once again today, guys, another very strong game from him. He was giving it out there, and he gets rewarded. He comes in here on a breakaway and tucks it. Beautiful goal. Morgan Barron is so much fun when he's hot, and I don't know if that injury, kind of contributed to a little bit of his slump, or if he was just, kind of more in the mindset of being a checker, but he can do stuff, man. I love Morgan Barron. I think that he's got a pretty good ceiling, and in the right situation, I think that he's going to be a really good player for this team going down the stretch here into the playoffs and into the future. Picks up a big goal there, and the Jets retake the lead 5-4. And oh, you thought we were done here? You thought we were done in the second? No, sir. Josh Morrissey, power play goal, massive, with under 2 seconds left remaining in the period. Massive goal. Mark Scheifele almost kills him. He almost tears his ACL, trying to hug Morrissey there. Morrissey falls backwards. Really funny. But the Jets go up 6-4. Josh Morrissey bringing the building to their feet, standing O instead of booing them off the ice for once. That felt nice. And the Jets will walk into the third up 2. In the third, it was clear that Edmonton was trying to make a push here, and they got an early goal just under 3 minutes into the period, as it's Nick Bjugstad scoring his first as an Edmonton Oiler. Don't love to see that. And all of a sudden, very close game again, 6-5. And, I don't know. I was getting a little bit scared here. It was a wild third period, and the Oilers and Jets were going back and forth, trading chances. This game was so wide open, as you'd expect, with, two offenses that, are very, very skilled. Obviously, McDavid, Draisaitl, Jets have Ehlers, Connor, Scheifele, list goes on. But it would be Dylan DeMello scoring a kind of a pinball goal into the empty netter, and the Jets would walk away with a 7-5 victory at home, snapping the 5-game winless streak. And that was so needed for the fans, for the players, for the team, for the playoff outlook. Massive game. Thank God, guys. This was massive. It was a game where, you needed everybody to contribute, and really everybody did. Scheifele had a great game, Morrissey had a great game, but Lowry played a really good game. Barron had a really good game. Saku Menelainen stirred up a lot of trouble. He hit McDavid, and that stirred up a whole thing. Darnell Nurse and Lowry had a tilt because of the hit on McDavid. It was crazy. It was such a good game. Game of the year vibes, really. Very exciting game for the Jets. And hey, can't ask for much more than that. Super entertaining game. Hopefully they can keep this going into Monday, where they play the San Jose Sharks next. So with that win, the Jets do move into third in the Central once again. They are 1 point above the Colorado Avalanche. Only issue is the Avalanche have 3 games in hand. I would love the Jets to catch Minnesota. They do play them on Wednesday night, so that is a massive 2-point swing. That's going to kind of probably decide a lot of what happens in the Central. Dallas at the top with 81. I don't know if anyone's going to catch them now, honestly, unless Colorado just goes on a run, but they are hurting. Cale Makar hasn't played in a little while. Back-to-back concussions. You wonder about his health. Gabriel Landeskog, of course, still out. And with 2 losses in a row for Colorado, I think they're going to be fine. But I don't know if they're going to win the Central like a lot of people thought they would. So 19 games left for the Jets, and, Calgary's way down there at this point. They lost again. They're floundering. It does look like the West is kind of set. It's just, who's going to play who in the first round. I don't think that Calgary's going to be going on a big run or anything like that. Anything can happen with, still a quarter of the season remaining, but I just don't see it. The math is not very good for Calgary. Overall, really fun game for the Jets. Was it sloppy and chaotic at times? Yes. But you know what? I don't care. They needed that win so bad for a lot of reasons, and it was a lot of fun to watch. The big ol' Shining Star Award is going to go to, not Josh Morrissey. It would, but I feel like I give it to him every single time. I'm going to give it to Kyle Capobianco for scoring a big goal, bringing life into the building. Good on him coming into the lineup and, making the most of it. So Kyle, you get the big ol' Shining Star Award today. But with all that said, guys, I am going to hop on out of here. Thank you so much for watching the video. Jets win 7-5. Hopefully they can keep that momentum rolling into the next game on Monday. Let me know your thoughts on the game down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down in the comments. And see you in the next one. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Go Jets, go. Bye-bye.